Welcome back, guys. My name's Ben from Flow Brackets, and today we've got in this beautiful 911 Turbo, and this particular model is a 992.2 Turbo S. And today we'll be showing you how to fit our miniature replacement plinth onto the front of this car and what its true benefits are. But before we get into that, let me just explain that this would also fit the Turbo, the Turbo S, and both with or without the Aero pack. Let's get into it. Let me explain a little bit about the problem. So this OEM plinth, I think it's pretty neat as it is, but it's just not perfect. And when you're buying a car of this level, I think that having a modular system might benefit everybody. So the problem that most people are having is that our Australian number plates, number one, don't fit onto this plinth very well. It's not the right size. And two, when you want to align it, any Australian number plate to wherever you want it to go, you're going to continually screw holes into the front of this car, and if you change to another plate or it goes to a different customer or a different owner, that person might have another different number plate with different holes in it. So this is why we've come up with a modular plinth design. Not only is it modular, it's also thinner. It's about half the thickness, so it will also sit closer to the bumper but allow you to modularly fit any bracket to it. And we sell a number plate bracket to fit almost every number plate in Australia. So if you do change number plates frequently, then you can bolt off that number plate bracket, bolt on a new number plate bracket, and then you won't have to continually put holes into the front of this car. And the best part is that these holes in this plinth will line up with these OEM holes in the car already. That means no modification required and no drilling required. The first thing that we're going to do is remove the OEM plinth, which is this plastic box on the front of the car, and then I'll explain a little bit further of what we're trying to achieve. So let's take out these two silver screws and put them aside for later, because we will be using the same original screws to go back into the same original hole. So as you can see, after I've removed the plinth, this is a factory hole and this is a factory hole, but this is where someone else has screwed through the number plate plinth and into the car. And this is what we want to avoid, because the next owner that gets this car might have a different number plate and might screw there or there or there or there or there, and it's going to become like Swiss cheese. And that's what we want to avoid by using our miniature plinth system, which is also a two-part mounting solution, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But for now, let me show you how this gets installed. There are two ways to install this miniature plinth. The first way is to use the original screws to line it up with the original holes and use the original screws to screw it back in there. But if you, for whatever reason, don't have those original screws, we also will supply screws to go into those holes as well. The second way is, if you by chance have this car and it has completely no holes on it, we've developed a double-sided tape only version so that you won't have to put any holes into it. Let's imagine that there are completely no holes on this bumper and you want to go with the double-sided tape option only, and you realize there's no holes to reference on and you don't quite know where to put this plinth. We've designed a alignment tool. It's more like a template or a bit of a jig. What we're going to do is just peel off this red liner for the double-sided tape, and this is just a temporary fixing. And this alignment tool actually wraps around this camera, so you place it here and make sure that you push it hard up against this. I don't want to stick it on too tightly because I will be removing it in a minute. Now that we have the alignment tool or locating jig on, we can demonstrate how this would fit on using the double-sided tape method only. Now, I'm not going to actually physically do it on this car because we will be using the screw method for this car because it already has screws. So I'm just going to mimic what we should be doing. Again, as the jig is already on, what you would do is completely clean this surface. We provide you with a alcohol or prep wipe to wipe down this surface, and once it's perfectly clean, we also supply you a adhesion promoter. It's like a primer that makes the double-sided tape stick even more stickier, for the lack of a better word at the moment. All you'll need to do is crack the glass vial that's inside here, just pinch it, and then the liquid will come out onto the applicator pad, and then you can just prime the areas that the double-sided tape is going to go. And once you have primed that, peel your red liner off the double-sided tapes, and then use the alignment tool to stick it on. And then that'll be super, super strong. Now that I've shown you the double-sided tape method, I'm going to now install this with the fasteners method. We supply 2 black stainless steel fasteners that will go into that hole, just in case that you do not have the original screws. But if you do have the original screws, I would probably suggest using these instead. So just align it with the hole and screw it in. And now after it's installed, you can see that it is significantly smaller in size and in thickness than the original plinth. And we've done this for a very specific reason, so that you can run smaller footprint number plates, such as our 3 to 4 character slimlines in Victoria, and also signature plates. Now, before we move on and showing you a few examples of how these number plates will look on our modular system, let me explain a little bit more about its modular system. Our miniature plinth is actually a 2-part mounting solution, and that means that you can't buy the miniature plinth by itself or completely on its own. You have to buy it with a matching number plate bracket to complete the 2-part mounting solution. So that means that you will need to get a number plate bracket that matches the style and size of your number plate. So for example, if you had signature plates, you'd get our S1 signature bracket and bolt that on. And as you can see, the plinth is made to this size so that you don't see excess material on either side of it. If you had a 3 to 4 character Victorian slimline plate, you've grabbed that bracket and bolted onto the brass fittings in any height location you wanted. If you had slimline plates, you grab our slimline bracket and bolt that on to any height that you wanted as well. And this system will prevent you from putting multiple holes into your car, because you already have brass threaded inserts that align with the slot system in our bracket. Now, let's just note that the parking sensors are pretty close to the center, so it's not recommended that you run a really large number plate like the Euros, because I think they will start to interfere with the sensors. And also 6-digit heritage. I think that's probably a little bit too long and pretty close to the center, and it may interfere. So something like 5, 4, 3, 2 or 1-digit heritage is probably the way to go. So first up, we've got our S1 signature bracket to fit Victorian slimline plates. You can pretty much pick any height location you wanted, just as long as it lines up with the brass fittings and the slots in the bracket. I'm just going to adjust it left and right until I'm happy. The plinth is pretty much made to the same size as the bracket, so it makes it easy to line up. Tighten off your screws, grab your signature frame, clip it into the top mount, and then click it into the snap fit on the bottom. Next up, we've got our 3 to 4 character slimline bracket to suit 3 to 4 character slimlines in Victoria. This plinth was made to the same size as this bracket, so that you won't see excess material on either side. Now we can bolt on our number plate to the bracket, but before you do, make sure that you check out our range of optional accessories part of our ecosystem, like these security screw fittings that I'm putting into the number plate bracket right now. It just makes it one step harder for thieves to steal your number plate. And the last bracket that we're going to show you today is our most commonly sold bracket. It's called the SL2, which fits pretty much every slimline plate in Australia, except for maybe New South Wales and South Australia, who have a slightly different size slimline plate. And now that the bracket's on, the last step is to get our number plate onto the bracket. Just remember before you check out, guys, that you check out our range of optional accessories, just like this customer who has option for security screw fittings. That's part of our ecosystem. It just makes it that one step harder for thieves to steal your number plate. And there you have it, guys. That's the cleanest way to do floating number plates onto a 911, 992.1 Turbo and Turbo S. The key takeaway from this, guys, it is a modular system, and that is going to prevent you from sending new holes into the front of your car every time that you get a new number plate. And also just remember that it is a two-part mounting solution. That means that you can't buy the miniature plinth by itself. You have to buy it with a matching number plate bracket that matches the style and size of your number plate to complete the two-part mounting solution. If you guys need some help identifying what bracket you need, just reach out to us at flowbrackets.com.au. I hope you found this video useful, and thanks for watching.